It's funny how feminists in the United States pretend that manspreading on the subway makes women victims of sexism. Feminists tell women they're also victims of sexism because women, on average, make lower salaries than men because of our life choices and our career choices. Feminists tell women that we're victims of sexism if a man so much as tries to debate a political issue with us. But do you know what leftist feminists never talk about? Female genital mutilation. Maybe you've never heard of this, but 500,000 girls and women, 500,000 girls and women, are at risk of female genital mutilation right here in the United States. In case you don't know, female genital mutilation involves cutting off the external female sexual organs, which means cutting off the clitoris and labia, and oftentimes sewing up the vagina too. This brutal procedure is most often forced on women without their permission, without anesthesia. Little girls who are subject to this are told to lie about it. And as a result of this brutality, women subject to female genital mutilation are deprived of their sexual capacity. Sex is incredibly painful, menstruation can be dangerous, and some women need to be cut open to give birth. It's the most horrendous brutality you can imagine. It's torture. And 26 states in the US have zero laws against this. Why? That's a good question. You would think feminists who claim to be champions of women and women's sexuality would be on the front lines fighting against female genital mutilation. But they aren't. Why aren't they? I'll tell you why. Because female genital mutilation is often associated with certain sects of Islam. The purpose of the procedure, obviously, is to stifle female sexuality. The sects of Islam that promote female genital mutilation claims that it curbs sexual promiscuity among women. This is not just my opinion. According to UNICEF, 7 of the top 9 countries with very high rates of female genital mutilation, we're talking between 83% and 98% of women subject to this horrible, horrible torture, are majority Muslim. Now, that's not to say that there aren't non-Muslim majority countries where female genital mutilation is prevalent. In Africa, for example, Eritrea and Ethiopia both subject 90% and 75% of their women respectively to this abuse. And Eritrea, for example, has a 50% Christian population majority compared to a 48% Muslim population. However, according to Dr. Oliver Scott Curry, who is a senior researcher at the Institution of Cognitive and Evolutionary Anthropology at the University of Oxford, he found a significant positive correlation between the percentage of women subject to female genital mutilation and the prevalence of Islam. Dr. Curry also found a negative correlation between women subject to female genital mutilation and Christianity. Make no mistake, that is why radical leftist feminists are silent about female genital mutilation. Because feminists don't care about women. They care about intersectionality and political correctness and radical leftist ideology. And intersectionality and political correctness and radical leftist ideology dictates that any criticism of anything related to Islam in any way is Islamophobic. So while 500,000 little girls and young women right here in the United States are subject to this torture because they are women, radical leftist feminists are silent.